Okay, ladies, this is a video for you. What it boils down to, I want to talk really quick about the Millburn home invasion. This is the message I want to get out, so I'm just going to say it in the beginning, and then hopefully you'll see where I'm coming from. Ladies, we need to stop being afraid of guns. We need to exercise our Second Amendment constitutional rights to protect ourselves and our families. Your husbands or your boyfriends cannot always be there to protect you. That is the reality. What happened to this lady is horrible. And at no point in time do I want to be insensitive to what she went through at all in my video. But I'll be honest, I'm pretty upset at the fact that after she's gone through all this, her and her husband, the only safety measure they're going to take now is to install an alarm system. What's she going to do if this happens again? Okay, so her alarm goes off. You know, someone breaks in, her alarm goes off. So she knows a couple seconds sooner than she does not having an alarm, okay? Then what's she going to do? She's going to pick up the phone and call 911. And that's going to help her how? When it's going to take the police at least minimum 10 to 20, 30 minutes to respond. I mean, I'm saying 10 even though it's not even really realistic. So this person has at least 10 to 15 minutes to do whatever he wants, which, according to the police, he beat her up for about 10 minutes. So even if she'd had an alarm in this situation, it wouldn't have changed anything. So I'm really disappointed in this family that they're actually saying, yeah, they want this guy caught, and but the only safety measure they're going to take is to install an alarm system, which is a good secondary measure of safety, just like it's a good secondary measure to have a dog. But all that does is buy you more time to run and grab your gun, which is the only thing that's going to protect you and your children. That's the reality. That's how it is. I understand, a lot of women are more afraid of guns than men. I understand some women have not been raised around guns and they're afraid of them, or they've had negative impacts on them from maybe accidents that have happened, or for whatever reason they have a negative view of guns. This is the reality. A gun can save your life. A gun will save your life. Don't be a victim. Women are way more victims than men. I don't have the statistics right in front of me, but you can easily look them up in 2 seconds on the internet. Women are way more victims than men. We need this to stop. This is ridiculous. This is pathetic. And women, we need to wake up and we need to start protecting ourselves. And for all the women that say, oh, I don't believe in carrying guns, or, I'm concerned about, I wouldn't carry a gun because I have young children in my home, or, I don't want accidents to happen. I understand that, but that is an excuse. Because there are millions of families with young children who are safe, responsible gun owners, and they safely have their guns stored in their house, and their women know how to safely carry concealed when they're out and about with their children, to where their children never have access to their guns, to where no accidents will happen. And then they also, at a young age, whenever they feel their children are responsible enough and can understand, they also teach their children about the seriousness of guns. There was a home invasion a couple months ago where a 15-year-old in Texas, he was the son of a deputy. His dad had shown him how to use the AR-15 in case anyone had ever broken into their house. Sure enough, their house gets broken into. He's there alone. The 15-year-old son is there alone with the 13-year-old daughter, with his sister. And he's able to grab the gun because he's been responsibly trained on how to shoot it and actually stop the perpetrator, actually shoot him and have him run out of their house. That boy saved him and his sister's life. So there are numerous factors with owning a gun. There are numerous safety precautions that every single family needs to take, especially if you have young children. But that is an excuse if you say the reason that you won't own a gun is because you're afraid an accident will happen. Be a responsible gun owner. There are millions of people who do it every day and accidents don't happen. And I'm very disgusted with the police, by the way, because they intentionally do not mention the Second Amendment or this woman having a gun to protect herself at any point in time. You have to see this. And this video, by the way, that you're about to see where she's getting beaten up has been very, very edited. I will show you another video at the end of this where you will see how numerous times he went upstairs, where, by the way, her 1-year-old baby boy was sleeping, and numerous times he was in other rooms. So this woman had numerous opportunities where she had had a gun somewhere. She could have tried to get it. She could have gotten it.
in a moment. You may choose not to watch it. That's certainly understandable. Look, police are all over this case. They want to bring this suspect to justice, and not just Millburn police. Neighboring towns are involved now as well as Essex County police officials, all looking for your help and your assistance. If you have any information, you're asked to call Millburn Police. You can find that number on our website, news12.com. Now, this was video you saw first here on 12, and thanks to this nanny cam video that was in the house, police have a good idea of who they're looking for.
This is the start. Here's the mother and the daughters next to him.
Simply sitting at home watching kids shows last Friday morning. It all quickly changed when an intruder kicked in the deadbolt and attacked a defenseless mother of two.
It was totally random, totally unexpected, and she took the right precautions. She had her doors to the house locked.
Right, because that's enough. That was the right precautions. That's one minimal precaution that every human being should be doing. I mean, that's a given. Lock your dang doors. That's not every precaution. That's not really protecting your home. Anyone can bust through a door. We all know that. Come on.
I don't know what more she could have done.
Which makes this...
And that's pathetic to hear a police officer say, I don't know what more she could have done. Really? Oh, that's right, because you want us to think that, we can't protect ourselves. You want us to be victims. You want us to think that only police can carry guns and only police can protect you. You don't want us to actually know and empower ourselves that we can actually protect ourselves and our families. That's right.
Attack that much more disturbing. The mother told News 12 New Jersey she tried not to scream because she did not want to upset her 1-year-old son who was upstairs.
Now, this is what's funny. So they're talking about the 1-year-old son upstairs. This is the end of the video, which, like I said, has been very, very edited. What's so funny is right now, she's being drugged and she's being thrown down the stairs, which is leaving her little 3-year-old daughter, where he could have snatched her, molested her, done whatever he wanted to her as he's leaving, or he could have grabbed both of them and kidnapped both of them. And the mom wouldn't have been able to do anything because she's been thrown down the stairs.
And her 3-year-old daughter, who watched the entire attack. The little girl never moved until the suspect finally left.
Now he's exiting through the front door, but he stayed pretty calm the whole time.
And that tells you what?
That tells me he's done this before.
Now, the family did tell us that they are having an alarm system installed. We talked to the captain about that. He says certainly an alarm system, even a dog, can act as a good deterrent in home invasion situations. But he emphasizes, the mother in this case, the victim, did everything right, had her deadbolt locked, had the doors locked. But this man kicked in those deadbolts and made his way.
Isn't that pathetic that we have law enforcement saying dogs, alarm systems, but not mentioning the Second Amendment and the right to protect ourselves with a gun, which is the only effective way you can really protect yourself? I'll reiterate it again, ladies. Yeah, it's good to have a dog. Yeah, it's good to have an alarm system. Yeah, use common sense. Lock your dang doors. All that is, though, is that's the secondary so that you have a couple extra seconds to get to your gun, which is the only way you would stop someone like that, which is the only way you're going to stop anyone who's threatening your life, which clearly her life and her children's lives were threatened. So that video was really, and like I said, I'm ashamed and I'm disgusted with the police and with reporters. And I even saw something on CNN where we had another law enforcement official up there talking about how, she did what that worked for her, They never mentioned guns, never mentioned, it's just pathetic. Like I said, law enforcement doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to realize, wow, yeah, we can't ever get there on time. The police can never get there on time. Just an FYI. 99.9% of the time, they will never be able to stop a crime from happening. They show up after the crime has happened. Period. They can't. They can't. But they want you to think because they want you to be dependent on them. So let me show you this other video really quick because it's going to show you more clips and you're going to see how many times, if she had had a couple guns in that house stashed and safely hidden somewhere, she could have easily gotten to it and the scenario would have been completely different. So here's another video. It's a little bit more detailed, but still it's been very edited. So like I said, at no point in time do we really know how long he was where and in what room. And like I said, I think they purposely did that too so that we couldn't fully see what really happened, because, you know, we just want to believe she did everything she could have done. Gotta have a gun. Sorry, gotta have guns. Gotta be able to protect your family the correct way. And sitting there and taking a beating, like I said, I'm thankful nothing worse happened to her and her children, but it might not happen that way next time. And why would you take that chance? You know, a lot of women, you say, I die for my children. You know, you've got that mother instinct, you know, that cub, that lion instinct for your cubs. You know, I die for them. I do anything for them. Then wake up and protect them. And the only way you can truly protect them in today, because guns have been invented, they'll never go away, they will always exist, and bad guys will always have them, is to protect them with the Second Amendment, with your God-given right to protect your family with a gun. Sorry, mace, tasers, none of the other stuff works. And why would you even risk it? It's going to give you, first of all, a false sense of security, like that is going to really do its job, and it's not. Sorry, not compared to a gun. The gun is the most lethal force that you can take on someone else who is trying to threaten your life and who's trying to kill you and harm you and your family. Why would you risk something lower than that when you can just go out and buy a gun to protect you and your family? You wouldn't. That would be like settling for second class something. You know, when it comes to your family's safety, you want the best. And I'm sorry, but the truth is, women, guns will protect you the most. You also have to be smart and be educated, be trained in it, know what you're doing, be proficient, go shooting, educate your children, be safe, all the basics. I want you guys to watch this really quick. Now, like I said, even if she hadn't had time in the beginning, even if she had an alarm system, if he had broken in so quick and her back door is that close to their living room, like I said, in this video, you'll see how many other times she had that she could have crawled and gotten to her gun if she'd had one, or guns. So it goes upstairs. So she has an opportunity there. We don't know how long he's up there for because they edited the video. So edit it again. It looks like he's going into the other room, but we have no idea because it's been edited. All we see is him going in that direction. So once again, he went to the other room. He left her alone. We don't know how long because video edited. Once again, in another room. This last time it actually gives you, I don't think they edited it here, so you actually saw he was up there for a little bit of time. She could have easily grabbed a gun. Easily grabbed a gun. Tons of time. But instead, she's lying on the floor, beaten up. No way to protect her children. He can do anything to them. And her. This doesn't have to be you, women. That's my point. This is my message. This does not have to end up this way. This doesn't have to happen this way if you protect yourselves and your children. And even if you don't have children, protect yourselves. So there, like I said, once again, he throws her down the stairs. She's totally beaten up. He throws her down the stairs. Now both of her children are left to this madman's whatever he wants to do. She did not protect her children. Her family did not have the protection they needed in that house, which is guns. So women, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Stop allowing whatever in your past is making you afraid of guns. Wake up to the reality today. The evil's a world place. The world is an evil place. There are evil people out there who want to hurt you, who want to hurt your family. Like I said, if you say you're willing to die for your children, you need to protect them and yourself the right way. Because you know what? If he had only just killed her, she still would have permanently destroyed her children's lives by not protecting herself, because then they wouldn't have had a mother. And like I said, this video is still edited, and I don't understand why the family would be so adamant about releasing this video, because they want him caught so bad, but yet they won't show the complete unedited version. And the only thing I can think of is they also don't want people to see how long he was in other places of the house where, you know, like, I don't know, I'm not sure why, but we're seeing a very edited video, and it disgusts me. It makes me sad. And my point in doing this video is just to encourage women. Carry guns. Carry a gun. Protect yourself. Protect your family. I can't say it. I don't know how else to say it. Don't be a victim. You know? It's like women like to be victims. And like I said, your husband, your boyfriend can't always be there to protect you. It's just not possible. You know? You need to take responsibility for yourself, ladies. That's what it boils down to. I am a Christian. And I know that it's my God-given right to protect myself and my children. It's commanded in the Bible for us to protect ourselves. And let's use some common sense on the verses. I hear a lot of Christians, you know, misquote scripture and, you know, that do not kill verse. Clearly, when it's commanded to do not kill, the Lord is talking about evil people killing innocent people. God commands you to protect yourself and your family. That is in the Bible. And even in Luke 22:36, he actually commands his disciples to buy swords. And guns are equivalent to, they used to use swords and slingshots back in the Bible. So nowhere is arming yourself, protecting yourself. And like I said, the Second Amendment, all that is that's the Constitution backing up my God-given right to protect myself and protect my family and the ones that I love. So ladies, please, I don't know how else to say this to you. It comes from my heart. Don't be a victim. Don't let this happen to you. This could have turned out differently. And you know, this lady's so adamant now about this guy getting caught. Understandably, she doesn't want this to happen to anyone else. But she could have stopped him. She could have stopped him with a gun. She could have stopped him. Or her odds would have been so much better. But I'm pretty sure from seeing this video, if she had had a couple guns stashed in that house, she could have easily gotten to one in time. And she could have shot him and she could have stopped him. So now he's also on the loose. So because she didn't take responsibility, their family didn't take responsibility, you know, for properly protecting their home and their family and their children, now he's going to do this to somebody else too. So it's also stopping. You got to look at the bigger picture too. Not only are you preserving your own life and your family's life, you're also helping stop an evil person from being able to do this to somebody else. So I don't want to keep on going on about this. Just please, ladies, wake up to this. Wake up to this. Support the Second Amendment. Own a gun. I carry concealed everywhere. You know, I have an alarm on our house. And I use that alarm to give me a couple extra seconds to get to my gun if anything happened. That's all I use. We have a dog. That's all I would use that for. Give me a couple extra seconds to get to my gun, because I know that's the only thing that's going to stop someone from bursting into my house. Or if I'm at my car trying to unlock my door, it's also being aware of your surroundings. Don't let anyone get within 10 feet of you. Don't, you know, just using common sense and being aware of your surroundings. But having that gun, because I would rather have one and never need to use it than need one and not have one like this lady. She needed a gun. She didn't have one. Don't let that happen to you. Ladies, one last thing too that I just want to quick bring up. I hear a lot of women also saying, you know, well, I don't want to live that way. I don't want to live in fear. What's funny is exercising your Second Amendment constitutional God-given right to arm yourself and protect yourself and your family and people that you love, you actually live in a lot less fear. You don't have to fear then, because you actually know that you have the ability to protect yourself instead of just being a victim and having no way and basically allowing evil people to do whatever they want, whether it's rape, rob, kill, steal, whatever. You know, you're helpless. You're a victim. And let me tell you, being helpless and being a victim, there's a lot more fear in that. That's what I don't understand when women talk about how they don't want to live in fear. You don't need to live in fear, but you need to understand that you need to protect yourself. You need to basically have a reality check is what it boils down to. And let me tell you, I don't live in fear. And I carry concealed. And I don't live in fear. I pray for protection from God, and I carry around my gun. And we have numerous guns in our house. And I don't live in fear over it because I know that I have a chance to protect myself if something happens to me. The odds, I have just slanted the odds in my favor compared to carrying nothing and walking around just waiting for someone to victimize me. Because that is what it boils down to. If you're walking around and you don't have a way to properly protect yourself, and like I said, sorry, tasers and mace, they don't work. It's been proven. A gun is the only effective way to properly protect yourself, ladies. There's a lot less fear once you know that you have the ability to try to protect yourself and to protect yourself. So I just wanted to end it with that because I hear that a lot too from women saying they don't want to live in fear. Well, you're living in a lot more fear. And like I said, don't let something bad happen to you first before you wake up to the reality. Because like I said, you can live in this mindset that, nothing bad will ever happen to me. And, it's like I said, that's not the reality of life. And you can also choose to not live in fear and just properly protect yourself.